for tuning in to KBOB 89.9. I know you are enjoying the vibes and you're enjoying the tunes, but it is now time to tune in to the Black Love Club.
It's the Black Love Club. We on the radio. Turn the speaker up. You could tune in to live stream for vibing and dial into the station. Join the conversation. Hey yo, say the Black Love Club is on the radio. You could tune in to the live stream, just vibing and dial into the station. Hey yo, yeah, the Black Love Club, we on the radio.
Black Love Club is on the air. You're tuning in on the radio and you're hearing an unfamiliar voice because normally Richard Roos doesn't open up, y'all. But this is the Black Love Club. Thank you for tuning in to KBOB. Y'all, we thankful for the people who show up and show out every week in the comments. Y'all, y'all the real MVPs.
MVP.
So today I have with me Nikki Talks, but she's not going to be showing her face.
Not showing my face. This is what you're going to see.
She's feeling under the weather today. And of course, we got our very own
Prime.
Edgar Prime.
I was going to say, I was like, man, we going to get the introduction going? What's going on? So, yeah,
I ain't know if you was going to be like, Edgar.
See, now you're doing too much.
Yeah, that's outside your character.
Mm-hmm. And then you gonna come in talking about I'm the Flash, like Frozone ain't a better example. What are you talking about? But
hey, yeah, that's dope. They ain't hear that though. Did I say that on the radio?
I feel like you said that on there.
I think that was before. We're gonna have to put a bet on that. Please a bet.
That's crazy.
All right, how was y'all week though? How was y'all week?
It was good. I had a good week. Again, y'all not gonna see me because
She being all incognito.
Very incognito. But the week was very good. We came back from a trip from New Orleans. We see some family.
New Orleans, not Nolans.
Yeah, so
Set the record straight.
it was good. It was good. We had a very good week. The weather change was very obviously, which is why I'm congesting because the weather just.
Hey, you gotta love the autumn. This is my favorite part of the year.
What? No, it's like because it goes from hot to cold, and then we were traveling, so we was traveling from like warmer air to like now it's like cooler, and then the rain. It was just ridiculous. So yeah. So Richard,
yeah, it was so different that the weather's so different that I'm actually wearing the jacket today. Yeah, I like wearing jackets.
We didn't really need it though, but
yeah, we don't.
Then
I just like wearing jackets.
No, my week has been actually pretty good. I got the chance to dog sit. They have an adorable dog, Rosie, best dog in the world. But also I've been working on something on behind the scenes. I've been working on this morning momentum newsletter I've been working on.
Yeah.
And so it's been interesting. I've had to learn a number of things as far as like programming on the technical side and figuring out distribution, but it's been fun. It's always good opportunities to grow and develop.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope, man. I kind of been into, I find myself in a place that I should not be in. I was in the comment section.
You was in the comments.
I was in the comment section.
So, ironically, we just got to meet Rampage Jackson.
Oh,
just about 3 weeks ago?
Yep, just about. I know where this is going.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but what's uncool was the what just happened recently, like 2 or 3 days ago, with his son. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard about it, but you probably have heard about it because it's big. I mean, his son was like supposed to be like play wrestling with
Wow, you have no respect for professional
That
wrestling.
sounds.
I'm offended.
That sounds suspect.
Wow.
A grown man play wrestling.
Okay,
Okay.
all
Now
right.
it's worse when you said it.
You're
Wait a
right.
minute. Hold on.
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have said it like that. So
Okay.
there was supposed to be wrestling.
It's sports
But-
entertainment.
Okay, sports entertainment. There we go. Because I can't say they were supposed to be wrestling because people really won't get the gist of it.
Right.
Because
But he was
Roger
at
didn't
a
go
he was
in
at
there to play.
a wrestling promotion actually owned and ran by a professional wrestler in the WWE. His name is Rafiki. He went by Rafiki.
Oh, Rafiki.
Yeah.
Oh, Rafiki owns it. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm happy I'm having this conversation with Prime because he's gonna be the fact checker because I don't know much about wrestling, but I do know that Roger was wrong, man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was wrong,
it was
man.
definitely a bad look. And I think me and you, we kind of went back and forth on this one a little bit. And I'm not in the camp of saying what he did wasn't wrong. I'm basically in the camp of I feel like there's more color to the situation than just the outcome. There was a number of things that kind of led up into that. Some of that I believe falls on the promotion and the wrestler that was involved in it.
Mhm.
Also, I think it was some personal things on Raj's side that led up into it, and overall, it was just a combustible situation. That I just think that one little thing kind of, and now the story is coming out more and more of people kind of fanning the flames of this, and it was just a terrible situation. Combustible, yes.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's just so it's hard for me to keep up with, and I hate reading the comments. It's hard for me to read the comments because as a father, I know how hard that is for Rampage, because Rampage, he immediately came out and said, I don't agree with, my son's actions.
100%.
But people coming at him like he told his son to do it.
Like his long response. In no ways did he validate, say he understood, he agreed with, condone.
He has a bunch
anything
of videos saying that he don't agree with
and the way that people kind of came into that whole thing was just insane.
Yeah, they sending death threats at him and everything,
We're talking about you problem of society and like here's the thing. There are black people who break the law, who do terrible things. There are white people who do terrible things, break the law. No one's arguing whether or not somebody who's done a crime has done the crime. We're simply more or less arguing that the treatment is consistent. Just don't shoot at me when you come to pick me up, and then you go pick up the other guy. You take him to eat first. That's all I'm asking. Like we both did the crime.
So I'm assuming you dived into the comments too. And
Absolutely, I did.
So I don't see why it should have been like this clash of the races.
I don't either.
Like, this was just one man fighting another man. And this was an altercation. This had nothing to do with race. And Rampage is getting the worst of it.
Right.
Which is not even fair. So he called it out being racist, and everybody's like, why is there race in it? I mean, clearly these death threats towards him was racially motivated. I mean, you can literally see the comments, and you can tell the ethnicity just based off of the response.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's a whole lot easier for us to empathize because we understand. You know what I'm saying? But I followed the story just as well as you followed it. Rampage did not agree with it.
I'm gonna upload a picture. That's a picture. That's Rampage Jackson. That was just a few weeks ago, but they got to meet him. He was down here on Greenwood, and he had like a little tour. Got to meet a couple people and stuff like that. That's Rampage Jackson. He is a MMA.
He's a retired MMA
fighter.
Champion.
He's a champion.
Champion UFC. Yeah.
He is a UFC champion.
Champion.
Okay, so but yep, that's him, and that's y'all. Look at that.
Man, I should have gave a real flex right there. I should have had some veins popping out, because I mean,
just to try to,
Yeah, man, you gotta look bad standing next to a bad man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But y'all, oh dang, okay, we get the intro music. She was right on cue too, y'all. She says she's sick. I don't know. I think she moved better when she's sick.
Nah. And FYI, I'm not sick. What I am is I'm just stuffy and congested because of the weather. Like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
It kind of sound like sick to me.
okay, I wasn't gonna say it.
That's okay. I got you.
I'm
I
not
got
contagious.
So she's like, I'm not bad. Yeah, I'm not contaminating the mics.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, but
And she did say, "Oh, she wasn't contagious." I was like, "Nah."
I'm gonna spray this whole thing. I'm gonna disinfect everything, y'all. So you ain't gotta worry about nothing.
So you gonna disinfect the studio, but when your family got sick, you drugged them with your holistic herbs.
I'm taking the teas too. That's why the congestion moved from right here because yesterday was terrible, but it moved from up top of my head.
Okay,
y'all.
so this is like multi-days.
No, it's just been two. It's just been 2 days. It rained today, and then the temperature dropped. It was warmer yesterday, y'all. It was like 80 something degrees yesterday, and then today the temperature dropped to like 67, and it rained. Come on,
Okay,
cut me some slack.
all right. We cutting some slack.
Thank you.
Yo,
Go ahead, Roots.
let's talk about it. So let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is how silence kills Black love.
Yes.
Ooh.
And we're gonna dive into how those unsaid things are killing our relationships.
That's good.
So let's talk about it. What is it? It's the same, like, I ain't gonna try to pull it up. Let's get into it. Y'all, but you know what? Did y'all know? I want to know, did y'all know that Black marriages are more likely to end in divorce than any other race?
Is that an official stat?
Why
It
is
is an official stat. Now, I would say it's not too far apart. It's 47%. It's 47% for Black marriages, and for white marriages, it's 41%.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is why we have so many Black relationship podcasts. Because over the years, like I think that independent phase that we've been in, not just for the women, for the men too. Because even like, okay, I'm ready for you. Let me explain. Because I'm gonna respond to your facial reaction.
Fair enough.
So the independent phase for a man, in which I'm talking about, is the phase where the man lived without being married to a woman, right?
Okay.
So if the man has a history of living without the woman, then that is his area of independency from that woman.
But like you reaching here, but go ahead. I'm sure
Nikki,
you're building off of this.
Do you feel like that's a reach? Honestly, do you feel like that's a reach?
It's like, what is he independent from?
The woman.
What woman? Like his mama?
I guess because when we think about what independence is, we think independence is being let's Google it. Come on, let's pull up Google.
Yeah, so we're talking.
I feel like
no, I know.
So to attach a value to this, and it don't make sense when women say it. It's not gonna make sense when you say men.
I know what women say independent is considering from men because of the monetary reason.
But that doesn't make sense.
What?
Okay,
because they're not independent of men.
No, so okay, independence
So I'm not arguing that.
it's like basically taking care of yourself, right? So yeah, I guess it'd just be him taking care of himself. He's independent. He has responsibilities. He's taking care of those things,
So he's an adult.
Right. So I'm not arguing.
I guess they only make it
men
for
don't
women.
Say, right. Because women typically, when they say they're independent, is really talking about monetary. Like, I don't need a man to take care of my bills.
Yeah, that's what Beyonce
and men,
Destiny Child said.
Men, it's never been a thing for a man to say, I don't need a woman to take care of my bills.
Right.
But there is a need. I believe there's an essential need for a woman to be in a man's life for personal development. And I think men don't understand that. That's what I'm talking about when I say men feel there's a period of time where men feel independent of women. In fact, we may argue now that men still don't want to, black men still don't want to be married at all.
I want to see if I can follow where you're saying here, because I know you usually got some good stuff. So when let's peel back into what you said. You said that men need to understand that having the woman is like behavioral, or did you say it was like a growth developmental thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, could you expand upon that, like how that benefits the man, how that benefits the woman, just so that I can understand exactly what you're saying?
So I only spoke to how it benefits the man, but I could talk about how it benefits a woman.
Just specifically how it benefits the man.
Talk about how it benefits a man. So whatever, like as a man, you are not a complete being. You're not.
Okay.
So there are emotions that you operate like. Men typically are logical beings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that we're going to talk about today. Because men are typically logical beings, we struggle at being emotional beings at times, which could kind of tamper with how we communicate, right? Which is why women say that men can't communicate, right?
All right.
But we can argue that too. I just think it's a different form of communication that women desire from men that we can't naturally tap into. But when you look at men who have been in relationships for years with women, and you look at how they communicate as opposed to a single man,
right,
you will clearly see the difference. So the communication skills for a married man who's been in a relationship with a woman for years, I'd rather be in a room with that man and do business with him than a man who's been single for years, because I feel like that single man is underdeveloped in that communication arena.
Let me bring up can I bring up the definition of independence?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, guys. So I got this off the internet. And it said, what does it mean to be an independent person? And it says, independent person is someone who is self-reliant, making their own decisions and not depending on others for help, support, or direction. So this independence can manifest in various ways, such as thinking for oneself, managing finances without assistance, and maintaining personal autonomy in their choices and actions. So I guess a man can be independent, because it's like when you think of a woman, you want a man who, probably has his own.
A man could think that he's independent.
Who can take care of his finances, because there's one thing, if you're a man, say you're 25, but your mom is over your bank account, or you don't have a bank account, you may work, but your money goes to her, you're not independent. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a single human being on this earth was really created to be independent.
Oh no, we're communal creatures.
Right. So in order to fully develop, we need the opposite sex. This is exactly why, even like when you look at gay people, when you look at gay couples, they typically, you will have that feminine and masculine energy, even if it's two guys. Even if it's two women, and that's that yin and yang that we need for our development. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So typically, if you have, like, if I get in a relationship with a woman who's masculine just like me, will it work?
I mean, she's probably gonna beat you up.
She gonna try.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
I would not. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Never mind. You're right. But I was just thinking, I wouldn't stand no abusive relationship.
Yeah, you should have like, couldn't have been me.
Yeah, nah.
Just to reset the room, you guys. Today we were talking about how silence kills Black love. For everybody who's just tuning in, thank you also for tuning in, you guys. We're talking about how silence kills Black love, and I'm in the studio, but I'm not in the studio today. So, Richard, come on, go see the next question.
Well, before you move on, I liked what you said about men being not being fully developed if they don't live with women, or they're not with women. But I guess I don't necessarily agree with your conclusion on it. And through the ability to communicate, I don't know that that's necessarily something that is beneficial. as we've kind of talked, ruminated about back and forth, is that a lot of that effective communication only exists because there's women in the room. And so did we start communicating with each other more effective, or is that just what we call it?
Mhm.
Because, devoid of, women, we could have just spoken directly. I could have just said exactly what it was I was going to say to you. You would have just accepted and responded backwards. But to adhere to the other person, the other communication styles, we've adopted that more effective communication, which is geared more so that they are at seats at the table. So I'm not saying it's not better. I'm not saying it's not an improvement, but my question is it necessarily better? Is a different question, because it's not going to improve our conversation.
Mhm.
That said, I do think that the way I would say it completes a man is it grounds a man
Mhm.
in the sense that I think the ultimate goal for a man is family. And so when he is only fending for himself and he's only taking care of himself, he's only striving for himself, there's only a certain level that he will achieve on his own. But when he adds in a family and he has those expectations to come with that, he has the burden of protecting that family, he has the interest in, pouring into it. Those things help him expand and become a much greater man. Now, a consequence of that is he will be able to communicate better.
Mhm.
But I don't necessarily think that communication was necessarily the goal as much as it is, kind of expanding his purview to become more of a protector instead of just a dominator.
Right. Now, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with it. I'm gonna stay on top, and I'm gonna get back to the topic of the show.
You sound like you kind of disagree, but it's cool.
No, it's just something that something I wanted to touch on, but I'm gonna stay to the topic. So silence is killing our relationships. So silence is like, I love the topic because silence is, it feels good for the moment. Like if it feels, in a sense, it feels like a way of protecting yourself and the other person sometimes. So we can con ourselves into believing that my silence is helping us or helping our relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that non-confrontational ideology
Mm-hmm.
could be so dangerous because you're going to have to let it out at some time.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
Like it goes another direction. I was watching this video today, and in the video, the lady was saying, you know, wives, one thing we got to learn to do is to, put these two lips together and just be quiet. And I was listening to the video, listening to her point of view and everything like that, and she gave some scriptures. The scriptures didn't necessarily say be quiet; it just say don't nag. And I think that's the thing. We don't know how to communicate with each other.
that's good.
So it's not being silent, because when you're silent, you build resentment eventually towards the situation, right? It's just knowing how to communicate to the person the correct way. It's, I feel like is the key, not just being silent. And I do feel like in certain moments, we do need to know when to, okay, right now, he's not there where I can talk to him, no matter what I say or how I say it, it may come off offensive. Understanding your spouse and understanding those cues. But I definitely think we need to know how to talk. Like, just learn how to talk and learn how to communicate properly.
So this might come off as harsh, but I'm gonna say this as affectionately as I can. I think people talk too much. Like, people have gotten so uncomfortable with that space where no one's talking that people just feel the need to talk. And it's the over talking, it's the oversharing
Yeah.
that makes each other want to check out. And then when there's nothing going on, you start to go into catastrophize your relationship.
Right.
But now I'm gonna be on my case about this all day now. when I was training to be a trainer, one of the things that they talked about was filler words. They said filler words make it, they in the general conversation, we have certain words that we use just to kind of keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
But it's really a fear of the awkwardness of dead air, of not having something to say. And so you say a lot of things like, you know what I mean? All of those little things. All you're doing is filling the air in between your actual points.
Right.
But what they teach you is, or what they taught me is that if you can resist that urge and just end your point, that space gives people a chance to digest what it is you have to say before you start talking again. So a lot of times in these relationships, there's an uncomfortableness with that space. Like, to me, I oftentimes think that I don't really rock with a person if I can't just sit in the same room with you and be good. Like, if we have to constantly engage, if we have to be doing something, I don't really rock with you like that. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's one of the things that's kind of lost in these discussions is, if you're not comfortable enough to just be around that person, there's either something going on with you or this ain't the relationship you think it is.
Right. I think so. I know there is a time, in our relationships, where silence is necessary, right? But it doesn't mean that you should be silent completely.
Well, of course,
right. So, like, if someone said something,
but could you love a mute woman?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I mean, if she can
Very
talk,
specific.
no. I mean, if she's naturally mute, yes. But if she's choosing to be mute, no.
Okay, I don't think that's how the word mute works.
Okay, I didn't know how you was using it. But
I mean, like, she's incapable of speech.
You're talking,
Now she just giving you a permanent cold shoulder.
Okay, I didn't know if you. We were talking. The way how the conversation was going, I thought you was like, could you love a
but
mute
like
woman?
could you love a woman
in a real sense?
Yeah, in a real sense, could you love a mute woman? And so in that scenario, that means you don't really need it. Right. Is there value in it? Sure. I'm not saying there's no value in it. She probably gonna be writing you notes and stuff that y'all gonna still giggle. But
I guess you can't really say mute.
That's why I said it's a difference.
If she's still able to communicate, that's not mute. She's still able to write you, communicate sign language or whatever.
Just talk to you.
What mute is? That is mute.
Yeah, but she's still communicating. She can write you a million letters and nag you all day. You still like, seriously. Like,
I don't know. I gotta tell you, that argument is gonna be a lot smooth. It's gonna be so much.
What you just
like, I ain't reading this.
Exactly. It's so disrespectful.
That's disrespectful because I ain't gonna read your note.
That is because you ripped it up. I saw that the movement that was a little rip, tossed it out, probably balled it up and threw it at her.
Obviously, you weren't saying nice things to me.
That's terrible.
What? That's crazy.
I don't think anybody would choose just. I don't know. There's some people that would, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard to love a mute woman just because, like, on the podcast, I gave my definition of what I thought. What I believe love is, according to the etymology of the word love. Mm-hmm. And in order to love somebody, you really need to know that person. Mm-hmm. And the best way to love that person is through communication. Now, I'm not saying if she's mute, she can't communicate. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. So I'm back to talking about, that's why I was kind of thrown off, because I thought you were substituting silence with mute.
No. I was just bringing up the point of, not talking at all or being silent, would not be a deal breaker.
Right.
Can I bring up a point? Because earlier today,
I was still building, but
you're still building. Build on.
You got it.
No, go ahead. No, build on.
Go ahead. What was you getting at?
Well, earlier today, I sent you a video, right? And it was a video from, I'm trying to remember the time frame. I think it was like the 1940s, right? Mm-hmm. And it was this white couple, right? And they were talking, sitting at the table. It was an old video, and they were having a serious conversation or whatever. And the wife was just saying, I'll love it if you'll be home, sometimes you like a little more, because you'd literally just come home, eat, and then go to sleep. like, but he goes to work, but then like on the weekends he's going golfing and different things like that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I feel like I don't even know you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, they have like obviously a kid together and different things like that. She's bringing that, and he's like, I feel like you just should just do what's in the house and don't worry about what I'm doing. And it was just kind of weird because it's like, you know, like people needs that. Like, how can you expect this woman to open up you into in a way of a sexual way if you're not even communicating with her at all? She doesn't feel loved. She doesn't feel valued. She doesn't, you know, she's in the house. She's doing with, you know, that she's probably doing the
Women need
shopping.
that
You
emotional
know,
connection.
she doesn't have any emotional connection. And he's like, she's just talking and she's doing the most of the talking. He said like his little one spill, and it was almost as if he was just eating his dinner, just like kind of agitated a little bit because she's still going on and on and on. So that was just like very weird. So like I definitely thought that, hey, that might be a situation of just not communicating and how that can be, you know, damaging, you know, because you don't know that person.
Did you watch this? Did you see the reel?
I did.
Were these older people?
They were younger people. I mean, if you're
Well,
talking about older, like this was, it looked like
in
the
the
video
30s.
maybe. Oh,
It was an old video. It's like the
1930.
1940s.
Mhm.
So
that's what I thought. The 40s, yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. This is why it's difficult to like be involved in someone else's, you know, relationship, because we don't see the whole sides of it. And you know, at the end of the day, like we mentioned, there's a small subset of men that just ain't good. Like they just don't care. They're not interested in your feelings. They're not interested in being good to you. Those men aside, this sounds a lot like men tend to withdraw in stages. So if you're looking at it in this particular moment, and I've experienced this myself, where I've been with a woman and we'll get to a point to where she's trying to get affection, or she's trying to get some sort of intimacy. And in her mind, she's doing all of this work and she's trying to put through the steps to get these particular things. The problem is prior to that in the relationship, she systematically, you know, forced me to shut those things down. Whether it was, you know, let's just playful, you know, playful affection. You know, you get too many of those, stop touching me. You know, I don't want to be touched like that. You get enough of those and you stop doing that. But the moment you stop doing it, it then becomes missed. And then, you know, there's only so many times you're going to hear, I don't really want to talk about that, or I don't really want to hear about that, or that's not important. Who cares about sports or whatever it is he wants to care about, before he's just going to stop talking to you about it. And then if every time he's in the house, you guys already don't have anything to talk about, you guys already aren't doing anything playful with each other, so it's just the bedroom and your day-to-day activities, well, now probably starting to feel like roommates. And so then he's going to be away more and more. But in that moment, the woman is thinking, oh, well, he's not trying to put any effort, I want these things back. And he's like, you forced me to put these things up.
Right.
And so I think that more often is the case, or that the well dried up before, and now we're just down this road. But I don't think that men just all of a sudden turn up one day and they just act different. I just don't think that that's the case for the large majority of men.
Yeah, that's valid. But I think, like, because I saw the video, it looks like the first thing I told Nikki was it looks like both of them went into this marriage with different expectations, different cultural upbringings. Because the man was like, just do your job in the house. You know, like he was like, he didn't understand that she wanted an emotional connection. He didn't see the importance of it. So it seemed as if he came up in a house where the woman just worked and the family was happy.
Right.
But I told Nikki, I can even tell in her accent that she was from a whole different place than he was.
Right.
So you can see her asking him, like, she's basically asking for the experience that she's experienced growing up. You know, she's like, this don't look like what I'm used to. You know, like you work a lot, you give all this time to other people. And what's ironic is like we just literally had a conversation about this, but it was the other way around. It was the man who was saying these things to his woman, and he ended up cheating on her. But she was involved in a lot. She was having a busy life. Right. And I literally said, you know what, I understand that man's problem, because if it was the other way around, we'll be defending that woman. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm fair, I think that's fair on both sides. I do think that women need that emotional connection. So women need that. Right. You know, but if a woman has not been brought up in that kind of environment, she may not expect that. So the relationship could work. Right. In that sense. But I think that's what it was, looking at the video. If anybody want to watch the video themselves, you know, we can maybe post it in the link.
Yeah, you know what? Next time, you know, share the video with me so I can see it too.
Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna. I don't think she knew she was gonna put that up. Yeah. But how many times have men said, "I just want peace"? How many times you think we've said it? You think we say that a lot? You know, I just want peace.
I think we say that a lot until we realize that peace is an internal thing. And so then we just start getting rid of people. And then once we've gotten rid of enough people and we actually find that peace, we slowly start adding people back.
Right. I think sometimes there's a problem with us saying men just want peace. When we say, you know, like if my wife is like, you know, expressing herself, but she's nagging, right? And I say, just give me peace, give me peace, give me peace. Or if she's heard, you know, that men just like peace, I think a lot of times women could interpret that as, let me be quiet. You know, and I wanted to give an example, a story. This was on network. It's on Oprah Winfrey's network. It was called Black Love. Now it's not on. I'm not sure how you can watch it now, but I'm pretty sure it's still out there. But it's a Black Love series. But James and Monique was a married couple for 15 years on the show. And Monique kind of like talked about how on the show that she was trying to give her husband peace. So her interpretation of giving him peace was being silent. So because she was silent, she thought that their relationship was going to get better. And it took 10 years into their marriage for her to realize that this was destroying their marriage. So the moment they realized that it was destroying their marriage, they had the conversation, they had therapy, they talked about it, and they built up from there. Right. Their relationship came alive after that 10-year mark. And they say, you know what? This is the beginning of our marriage. So the beginning of that marriage didn't start until the silence broke. You know, and I only bring that up because sometimes I don't think men realize that we will push our women into the corner and make them think that we just want silent, quiet women, you know, and because they sometimes think that, so they sometimes will interpret that as we want peace. So just to clear the air, I'm telling you, this is not what men are saying when we say we want peace. We want to hear you. We just want you to communicate. And as Prime said earlier, keep it short. Right. Because too long will become nagging sometimes.
Too long does become nagging.
Sometimes you can over explain yourself, you know.
Definitely. What I would also say is that understand that as men, we understand you're emotional. We understand that you won't always have control, 100% control over that. But that does not give you a free check to unload your emotions on me. So the way I usually say it is that if you at a 7 or less, you can come have a conversation with me, depending upon what your 7 is.
Mhm.
Now, if your 7 is a little bit, we might just have to do a 6.5. But most importantly is that it's not so much the problem that you're coming to your man with an issue or something to express. It's usually the energy or the tone in which you're doing it. So if you come in with the sky is falling kind of energy, you should be expecting to get met from that man the sky is falling responses. So whether that's, hey, let's fix your problem, hey, this doesn't make sense. He's trying to give you a solution. He's trying to give you correction because you're talking as if the sky is falling.
Right.
But if you were to able to realize, hey, I'm on 10 right now, get down to 7, now he can better able read your emotions and see maybe you just need to vent right now. You don't need me to give you a solution. Maybe you just need me to listen to you because you're not so over the top that you've activated my alarm systems. So I think part of it is that understand that dead air is not a problem. I think most healthy relationships, you do not have to talk in order to be able to feel close to another person, but also it's the way you go about relaying that. Like if you can't manage your own emotions to the degree that you're just not being disrespectful, like basically talk to me with the same restraint you would do a police officer, the judge getting ready to convict your trial, the person who gonna sell you a house, whoever it is you want to get something from. Treat me with the same resistance that you would with the same wait. Can't think of my word, but just treat me the same way you would treat them.
Nah,
and we're gonna be good.
That's facts. That's facts because I've always said it. Like that was this real tough woman that I used to work with.
Mhm.
She was real cool, but I noticed like when she would talk to men, she put on her real feminine voice and her mannerism changes.
Yep.
And she's like, I'm not even trying to mimic the way she talks, but
please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
That was gonna be horrific. But she changes up her tone and she knows the effect. She knows how to effectively communicate to men. You know, it's funny. It's like this is not even who she is on a normal basis, but she know how she get what she wants. If you can always remember that, it's gonna always work. It's like magic. Like what they say, you could get more, you can attract more with honey than with salt. I don't know what it is, but
yeah,
it's
100%.
Yeah. But I wanted to, man, I had another thought, but you was like, you got me on it. Oh, something you say reminded me of. Don't go to bed angry.
Oh. Okay. So do you have a renewed perspective on that or you want to hear mine?
Renewed. Well, I guess you could say it was you assuming that I once believed
I'm
that.
not assuming nothing. I'm just you brought renewed. It up. You brought it up. I'm just trying to figure out, is your perception the same?
No,
did it change?
Not. So I would say that I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
So you saying go to sleep mad.
No. I disagree with the message. The message is have a conversation with your spouse before you go to sleep. Get it resolved. As far as like don't go to bed angry. If you could prevent it. If not, go to sleep, wake up, and first thing in the morning, try to prevent it some more. I just know realistically. You can't like wake up your spouse or you can't make them have that conversation at nighttime. And sometimes it may not be the best if you're angry. Right. You need to cool yourself down. You know what I'm saying? So maybe sometimes it takes you to reflect overnight and let your partner go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And reflect on it. But I don't agree with like the whole the whole idea of not going to bed angry, like having that conversation with your spouse before you go to sleep, I don't think it's as beneficial as I thought I once thought.
Right. And I think when I initially heard it, I didn't disagree with it a whole lot because the way I look at it is that, and when I thought about it, is if you go to sleep and whatever it is you guys are at odds about isn't that big of a deal, you guys kiss, make up, let it go. It's not the end of the reason. Go to sleep feeling good. If it is something to that extent, then that's something that you need to spend more time on. But I do agree it's kind of ridiculous to say don't go to bed angry. My major thing is that don't think you about to send me to a couch. You definitely able to sleep on whatever floor you want to, but you are not telling me to go sleep on a couch. Got me messed up.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that. That's why I've been saying this for a minute. I think like media and how we joke, we make women into monsters. We don't even think about it. Like when you flip the tables, like just imagine a man saying, "I'm upset with you today." You go sleep on a couch.
Right.
Just imagine a woman coming home from working hard, and a man holding out his hand and saying, "Give me the wallet because you know it belongs to me." Just imagine a man being in public and, you know, another man says to the woman, "Oh, I know you got to check with him first. You better not say that. You might want to check with the man first." You know, imagine how the world will respond to that. You know, so I think like, I know this is off topic a little bit, but you know, you brung it down when you said, you know, go sleep on the couch. We need to stop.
Don't try and put it on me. You didn't draw this. You took us there. It's cool.
I don't mind. But we got to stop making our women look like monsters, because that's what it is. Y'all, it's funny to laugh about it, but this stuff is really happening. Women are really telling their men to go sleep on the couch.
But how are we really making them look like monsters, and how are they just not? How is it just not they have some monstrous behaviors?
Well, I'm gonna say when we do that, we create an environment where it's okay for women to do that. So,
I mean, that's what I'm basically saying. That's out of.
Right. But yeah, women are doing that.
In the same way, I'm like, nagging is off the table. Right. Like if you can communicate to me in a way how you feel about something, you know what's going on. If you got ideas, that's fine. But nagging, off the table. If you feel like you got to nag me, you by yourself. We ain't gonna do that. I'm not dealing with arguments.
Right.
Like if you can't communicate to me or calm yourself down to where we can actually just talk like adults, we're not doing it. So I just think that that's one of those things where as men, we cannot just expect women to stop doing that. That's basically a luxury that we are affording them. Because there's not many of these women can actually force you to go sleep on that couch.
And that's facts, right?
Like you're still choosing to do that. So we as men have to start dictating. We are not going to live under those terms.
Yeah. I'm not sleeping on the couch.
Like I'm not doing it. You perfectly capable of sleeping on the couch or on the floor if that's what you want. I am sleeping in my bed.
Nikki, could you not put me on the couch tonight?
I don't think women are actually doing stuff like that. I think men may be.
Oh, you think men just make it up?
No, I think it's probably was like a TV thing, and then yeah. What? I think it was like a TV thing. I don't think people really do
that. So, if my mama was on this live right now, I would ask my mama, "Have you made men sleep on the couch?"
I've seen it in real life, so
I don't know. I guess
like I've seen women make men sleep on the couch in real life. I've seen women hold sex over a man's head in real life. Like a lot of that stuff is real. Yeah. Be like, if you don't go doing this, that, and the other, or bring such and such in, you ain't getting none from me.
Nikki think them may be joking when they be like, "Yeah, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight."
I don't know. I feel like that's like an
idiom.
No, I feel like it's a clear people thing. That's what they say now.
Nah, man, dude, I was talking to a man not too long ago. He was telling me he was in a doghouse for over a year.
What color was he?
He was a black man.
It may have started off that way.
What did he do?
What did he do?
Because these men ain't all that innocent.
I mean, so it doesn't matter what he do. Like,
right?
Like So we gonna start punishing our wives now?
No, I'm just
For a
saying.
year.
No,
Doghouse for a
I'm just
year.
saying, like, what did he do? Like, did she just?
That don't matter.
It does.
The relationship was rocky. His wife wasn't performing like an all-star, and he went and got a free agent
Okay, that's why he was on there.
for a year.
You know how long it takes a woman to get over infidelity?
No,
No matter
so
the situation.
I know how
so-
long I cannot pay rent before we get evicted, and that ain't a year.
That's not the same. It still take a woman a long time to get over it, to heal from it. So you gotta give them at least 2 years or whatever.
2 years.
I'm just saying at least, so they can figure out. You can't put people on that. You went out and did what you did, and now you upset.
But you can't treat him like a second-class citizen.
No, because
now.
I mean, there could have been things before that led up to that.
So
No, that's facts, but it's never
So you-
okay
'cause-
to treat him like a second-class citizen.
She just doesn't want to be close to him. She doesn't feel emotionally connected to him.
So why does she
anymore.
get the benefit from him while she going through that?
What he's supposed to not pay bills because he decided to cheat?
No, he's gonna
It's
not
either-
pay bills
it's
because
either
he's a
you
second
work it
class
out or you
citizen.
don't.
But you need time to figure that out. But you laying next to the person is not going to help out.
So yes, I get that you need time for things, but I also know that reality is also there too. Like you may need time, but you also need a place to stay.
But at the same time, he still got you can't pressure somebody. You can't put time on a person to heal. You can't expect her to, especially some of these men don't even truly sit up there to try to help the woman or anything. They'll sit up there and like basically like not like, oh no, you can't have the password to my phone.
Why
and
would
stuff
he
like
give?
that.
Why would he give her the password to his
Because
phone?
There was infidelity, so you have to regain her trust.
No, you don't.
You know
You
what?
gotta do
You know what?
everything in your power to regain that
I-
person's
That is
I
trust.
agree.
crazy.
I
That's
You
agree.
gotta.
I
No.
agree.
You're not,
The woman
if you're not,
could
you're
put.
not really there.
No.
I think the man should willfully sleeps on a sofa if he broke that covenant like that.
No, that's
'Cause,
putting
I
you
mean,
at the
that's-
mercy of the woman, and that's not the place you're
No,
supposed to
you
be.
put yourself at the mercy of the woman once you
Exactly.
broke that covenant.
No, the fact you sleeping on the couch is you being at the mercy of her.
But
No,
you put
that's
yourself in that
actually you.
position.
That's actually you creating a compromise so that you can build and restore your marriage. I mean, if your marriage is that much worth it, then sleep on the couch.
At least you're sleeping on the couch and not the floor.
Or if you got enough money, separate yourself. Go get you another apartment and still take care of her because
What am I taking care of her for?
you
It's
messed
your
up.
job.
So it's my job to take care of her when she don't feel like taking care of me because of something I did.
But at the same, you have to put your like say if
Like,
the person
why do you
committed
get
a
to
crime,
turn off what you do for me? Is
If
my
you
question.
commit a
No,
if you
she-
commit
so
a
she
crime, you
don't-
can't tell a judge.
So
to,
she don't turn it off. You turn it off. You created emotional damage. So now after you have created that emotional damage, now she's responding from her trauma.
Right.
So which puts her in a position where she can't effectively be there for you or be there for you like you want. You will prefer her not to be in the same space because any small thing that you do could cause her to lash out on you.
I don't understand why that's a choice. I don't understand why that's an option.
I'm not saying it's an option. I'm saying it's a chemical response.
But what I'm saying is like, why is that a latitude that you're allowed to have with me? Because give me the scenario where I, as a man, am allowed to possibly lash out at the woman.
No, so
She's not
yeah,
lashing.
I'm about to give you a perfect example. Your wife cheats on you.
Right. It's perfectly okay for me to lash out.
Yeah.
I
Anybody
can put
would.
my hands on her.
No, I didn't say put
she's
your
not putting
hands
her
on her.
hands on you. She just
I didn't say
sleep
that.
on the couch.
Oh yeah, I'm not
That's
talking
a
about.
difference.
I'm not talking about.
Okay. So
putting hands
so
on
if she
nobody.
cheat on me, I'm allowed to put her on the couch.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
no, she cheated on
I
me. I'm
told
putting
you
her
I'm fair
outside.
game.
Okay, so she should put you outside.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
why is
that's-
it
but
not
like-
the
But
same?
again, it's different because she requires a lot more of me than I require of her.
Then she should put you out. She should put you out and get alimony.
How's she gonna put me out of my house
Easy. You cheated.
and
you
then get
broke it.
alimony, right?
Because you cheated. So the judge is going to be in her favor.
That is true.
It is what it is. So
But see, this is why women ain't getting married.
women get married.
Like this is a sucky arrangement, a contract
But a
for a
man-
man to take on.
But a man
No,
should go in
it's
there
not.
with the-
It's not. Like if it is, it sucks for you if you have plans on getting into the marriage and cheating on your wife.
Well, I mean, not just from that standpoint. Like, I have no guarantees. I'm just hoping that this other person is good to me throughout the whole course of this, because I could be a good husband and she could still not choose not to sleep with me. Right? We talked about the whole postpartum thing.
Right.
I could be a good husband. I could be a good father. She still don't find me attractive. She still don't find herself attractive.
Right.
And so I still have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that's when you talk it through, you get therapy, you work at it first. If you can't work at it, if it's not working, then you leave. Because I mean, if you don't leave, you're gonna end up cheating. Because I mean, man, we really not built like that.
So this is where I push back on this, and I think this is a concept. This is a consequence of monogamy. Is that the way that these conversations end up going is basically like, well, I got to either kick her to the curb or submit to her will. And the only reason that you feel like she has so much say is because...
And what part is submitting to her will?
The fact she can punish you.
Punish you?
Yeah,
no, that's not punishment.
That's
So that's why I disagreed at first, because I thought it was punishment. But then as I thought about it, I'm
you
like,
said doghouse for a year. That is punishment.
That's a compromise.
That's like saying, I want to still be with you, but at the same time, right now, I got to get myself together because I have to get over this hurt. And if you're that close to me, I'm not going to be able to. Because what is a man going to do if you're that close to a woman in bed? You're going to try to act like nothing ever happened. You're going to be trying to get something. It ain't no getting something.
And guess
I'm
what?
hurt.
I guarantee you, she ain't got no alarm set on her calendar for a year. And if she do, he ain't going to be in a doghouse for a year. Because women ain't built like that. If that man, I'm serious, and you know it.
Nikki
if
said
that man,
too.
If that man is
Nikki
showing
said
her,
a year was too short. She said it should
I
be
didn't
two.
say it.
If that man is showing,
Rewind back the tape.
I didn't say that.
If that man is showing her progress, if he's establishing trust,
how can you show you're not a cheater no more?
Or if you start changing up your regular protocol,
which is
like, so now.
So who you answering to?
I'm about to tell you. So now you're more open. You're
reporting.
Yeah, so you
gotta report.
So you answering to the woman.
No. That's not. There. So that's you're helping save your relationship.
No, you're not. You just going into bondage.
Okay, let's say this. Let's say you don't. Let's just say you don't believe in reporting to a woman.
Okay.
Right? Let's say you have a friend, a noble, a trustworthy friend that your wife trusts, and you're reporting to him.
Okay. All right, let's go with this logic.
That may suffice. You believe that'll suffice?
Reporting to him in what capacity? Like where I'm going?
Yeah. Like now you're showing accountability. You're showing her I'm accountable to him. I'm letting him know. You could check in with him. I'm letting him know I'm here at this time. I'm doing this.
But
this is what I'm doing.
But you just added in a proxy. You still giving her all of that information.
But at the same time, why can't you just tell her? Like,
because I'm protecting her, she not protecting me.
What are you protecting her from?
That's fair.
The world.
At this point, Prime, you might as well just leave. Because you won't be able to reassure her that you won't be able, like, how can you reverse that trauma?
So my argument is that this is why polygyny makes so much more sense.
No. We're not talking about polygyny,
No.
though.
I understand that. I'm making this argument for this very reason, is because monogamy inherently creates an ego in the woman, because you almost pedestalize her because she becomes the only one. So part of the way you keep that from happening, which is where that emotional strain comes in, is because as time develops, you end up securing your relationship with her. You make her more and more comfortable that you're not going anywhere. That is a problem.
All right. So the problem is there's nowhere in history, and if you believe so, I need you to show me.
Okay.
But there's nowhere in history, nowhere geographically, where every man was always in a polygamous relationship.
I agree.
So we are talking about monogamous relationships.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, how do you reconcile that trust that woman has lost after you cheated with her in a monogamous relationship?
So I guess the best way to get past cheating is not to cheat in the first place.
No, but how do you gain her trust back?
I
If
don't
you
think
do
you do
cheat.
it. I don't think you do it by cowering.
What is cowering?
Well,
What? No, that's fine. How do you do it then? You know, there's no possible way.
I don't know that there is a way.
There's not a way. That's what I'm telling you.
So then that makes the doghouse pointless.
No. That's not a way without what you call cowarding.
But that to me is not a viable solution. Is
It
my
is
point.
a solution. The
If it's
solution
just
actually
saying no.
works. It works, and it has rekindled a lot of people's relationships.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I'd have to see numbers
This
on this.
is the
man.
only solution. So, Sydney, Padaway, I need you to answer this. So, if let's just say your man cheated on you, right? And you were in, he wanted to gain your trust back. What if he gave you the password to his phone? I know Prime don't like that.
Nah.
He started sharing his location with you. He started posting you on his Facebook.
You got the Facebook password.
What else?
You got all of
He's so everyone, like, he's making himself fully accountable to you. You call, he answered. You know what I'm saying? He got your face on his screensaver on his phone. Would that be a step in the right direction of gaining your trust back?
I think that would definitely be the step in the right direction. Somebody respond. Yes or no. But
I don't know. To me, I think part of the problem is the fact that you feel like you need to be accountable for that. I agree. You shouldn't lie to her. But I think part of it is that she has that authority over you in the first place. And so the only way you can get back in line with that is to cower further, which is going to create another problem.
how? What problem does that create?
Well, because now you are giving her more
said
avenues to
definitely.
control you.
No, she said
So now she knows where your exact location is.
that's
What's
not
wrong with that?
controlling you. That's not controlling you. That's just
What's wrong?
setting.
What's wrong with that if you're in a monogamous relationship? If you're in a monogamous relationship, what's wrong with having your wife know your exact whereabouts?
Well, she could maybe see that I'm going to a location on the map that's really close to a place that she thinks I shouldn't go to. And then in her mind, she could build up this scenario where I've done something and I'm being secretive so that I come home and I tell her something. She don't believe it. So I spend the time arguing with her to convince her that I'm telling the truth.
Prime, you just
I'm not making
Prime,
this up.
So okay, you know what? You know what? That's true. I can't make
You
your
can look
statement
that
not
up.
valid.
Like,
That's true.
That
That's true.
happens.
That could happen.
Okay,
but
that
that's
could
not
happen.
always
But
the case.
that's because if
That's just
happening,
one reason why.
Right.
if that is happening, I think every woman can agree that if that is happening in your relationship, then that means that you have made her feel insecure in some way at some point in time, that you have given off cheating vibes or something has happened before for her to feel that way.
Could be the
Or
case.
she's dealing with past trauma.
There we go.
So,
Mhm.
but most women are not like, I have my husband's location. I'm not like looking at his like every day checking his location. Only time I've ever checked his location if he's on the road and I'm like, dang, he ain't called me back. Like, is he knows where my mind go. My mind always goes to a place.
That's exactly my point.
No, but
You know
no,
where her
it's-
mind go? Where you
where
think
it
her mind go?
Well, you tell me where your mind went.
No.
No,
You said
where
that's
you
your
think?
point.
No,
Where you thought it went? Where did you
don't
think
put
it
me on-
go? Because my mind is going to, maybe I need to.
The worst case scenario?
Yeah, worst case, like maybe.
No, what's worst case scenario though?
Well, I don't know. Hold
It
on.
has-
That's y'all business.
It has
I'm
nothing to do
just
with
saying,
cheating.
I'm-
It's like, do
I'm
I
not
need
thinking
to?
it
Is he
is.
stuck on the side of the road
No, so
somewhere?
But I don't
She-
even think that it's not just about the cheating, though. It is also the unnecessary worrying. It's also the concern about
But
where
what?
that is.
Guess what though? Guess what? If I go somewhere
Mhm.
and she don't have my location,
Right.
and I'm gone for longer than she expected, there's still going to be some unnecessary worry because that's who she is.
I
But
agree.
There's
I
a
agree.
relief. There's a relief of her if I'm not answering my phone, but she can see I'm moving.
Yeah.
She can see my location is moving. There's a relief.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay,
like
could be.
there's cons and pros, but
Are there enough pros to justify the cons?
But I would say if you have cheated on your wife, I think you forfeit that right to say, I want to be able to be where I want to be without my wife knowing where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very ego response. I feel like that's a very I'm the alpha male type weird
But so
response.
why should I have to, be on probation indefinitely for you to feel better?
Because guess what, if you did a crime out somewhere and then you went before a judge,
Right.
they will put you on probation to make sure that you're not going to do it. They will give you an ankle monitor. They will do these things so they can make sure you won't do it again. So if
True.
the judge can do it, why is it not fair that your wife, the person you made a vow, just to be able to, you offer it, not for her to even say, well, give me this. You just offer it as a way to extend just like extend an olive branch. Just say, hey, okay, I'm sorry I messed up, because now we know you're sincere about your sorry, versus men that try to gaslight women and say, oh yeah, I'm sorry, oh no, you can't have none of this and stuff like that, or they try to love bomb you into it, but at the same time their action is never changing. So there are men out here are doing that to manipulate situations, right? But you have to say, okay, look, here's my location, here's the passwords. I want you to know that I slipped up. This wasn't something that I wanted to do. This is not something that I wanted to do. Y'all can have talks. Let's do therapy, whatever. You have to be willing to go the extra mile so you can regain people's trust. If you don't, then the marriage is not going to work at all.
What are your terms, Prime? If a woman, let's just say your wife cheated on you.
She gone.
I know she's gone. But I'm saying, if you had to come up with some terms for her to rebuild and establish your trust,
get reborn, try again.
Get reborn.
You mean like saved and delivered?
No. Like she gotta start the whole process over.
So, see, yeah.
It's only 5 things I want. If you fail one of those 5, that's it.
You're gonna have to close with prime time.
Yeah. Well, we got
we did went through it, so it's fine. We was getting into it. We even got Nikki talking for a little bit, so that was an accomplishment. But I just think that it's just different, and I think part of the issue is and this kind of goes back to that problem with control, is that we have in this westernized society, because of monogamy in many ways, we created a lot of these little pockets where we allow women to control men. And every religious book you've ever read, it tells you that's not a good idea. If we see it out in the world, we see it's not a good idea. Yet somehow we try and reconcile in the course of a marriage that it's a good idea if you do it some of the time. No. And so I think part of the problem with cheating is that you guys weren't upfront with each other.
Yeah. So,
but once you're at that point, I don't think that you can cower your way through that healthfully, because that then just that lowers you to your wife. And so I do believe that is going to, because she's now has authority over you. That is going to create a problem later. Whereas I do think if that's the situation, you need to more likely communicate with her and express to her, what was going on that resulted into it. And you need to be prepared to let her make a decision. And so what I'm saying is you do not get to put me in the doghouse for a year. You don't get to put me in the doghouse for 3 months.
So there's no consequences for your action because you're a free man.
You aren't the arbiter of my consequences.
Then who is?
God.
So
society.
But how tell me how God in society, how is God in society gonna what? I'm trying to figure out how he said that's.
God can smite you. Society can imprison or kill you.
But does that happen? Do you see that happening?
I do think in actually most situations.
Do you see society killing people?
Yeah.
For over cheating?
No.
Okay, no.
Because it's almost crazy.
But because that was crazy. We can't close on that. We couldn't close on that. That was ridiculous.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Do it on the next show.
We're going to have to cut it. Cut it. Yeah. We got to submit to the time. Y'all, but thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Love Club. This is KBOB 89.9. Y'all, we next week we were going to go into when she earns more, building love without ego. but we may actually do a part 2 of this because I think this conversation could not end here. And just
because you
for
can't end that there.
update, y'all, we won't have the podcast tomorrow. Yeah, we're all sad, and I think Promise the saddest because he was like, I was ready for it. But y'all, thank you for tuning in to KBOB. This is the Black Love Club, and remember, as always, Black women, we love you.
And Black men, we love you.